for today's video, we're going to be using these IOD transfers, and it comes with all 4 sheets. They're really beautiful, and we're going to be using them for all the projects today. If you want to check out these transfers, I'll leave a link to the store that I use down in my description box. But for this one, we're going to take this cutting board. I'm pretty sure I got this at Target's dollar spot a while ago, but we're going to take just this bigger red flower, trace our cutting board on the opposite side, and then we're going to cut it out. Now, I am going to be cutting around that, so there are some pieces left. One trick with these, you can just rub them like on other things too, so you don't want to throw the little pieces away. You want to hold on to them even though we're only using a portion of this big rub-on. So I'm just using my scraper for vinyl, and I'm just going over the top of that and then removing it, and I decided to go add a lace bow at the top of our cutting board because we won't be using this for food purposes. It will just be for decorative purposes. So I just took several different types of ribbon. These are all lace ribbons, and I tied them at the top and then made a little bow. I'm going to hot glue that there in the middle, and then that is it for this project. Let me know what you think about this one. So for this project, we're going to take a wooden bunny that I already had and cover it with some white folk art chalk paint. I also covered a sign I had on hand with some white folk art chalk paint, and then we're just going to trace around the bunny onto the stencil. We're on the back side of our, it's not a stencil, our rub-on. I went ahead and cut it out, and then we're just going to lay it on top of the bunny. Using our scraper, we are going to just apply really hard pressure to make sure that it all gets onto our project. And that is it for this one. It is my favorite of the day. Let me know what you guys think.
You said, let me tell you everything I've seen, the friends I've made, and then you tell me how you've been. Look a little closer, it's been quite some time. You gotta let me know.
For this project, we're using a little toolbox that I also already had on hand. I'd used it several years ago in a different project. I also picked this up from the Target dollar spot, so sometimes they revisit these items, so always be on the lookout for those. But any kind of little holder, like wooden holder, would work for this project. So I'm just going to use my scraper, and I'm applying some of the leftover pieces that I had around the box. I loved this because it didn't really have to be uniform or just applying like different pieces on. You can make it as distressed or not distressed as you want around there. My box was already distressed, so I didn't really do any distressing to the rub-on pieces. I just kind of left them as they were, and I think that it turns out beautiful here at the end. But once I get all the pieces onto my toolbox, I'm then going to take two terracotta pots. Now these terracotta pots have also already been covered with white paint and distressed much like this box. So if you are starting this project from scratch, you're just going to want to use some folk art or any really white chalk paint and then cover it with some antique Waverly wax in various areas around the pot and the wooden crate. So then once I have some leftover pieces, I just kind of align them onto the pot any way that I want. It's meant to look like it's distressed or kind of old, so for me it did not matter if they matched up with anything or it made sense like where they went because they're meant to look old. Once I get all the pieces on there that I like, I took some lavender. My favorite lavender comes from Walmart. I think that they are totally worth the money. It's like $90, it might be $1.98 for the bunch. But I used one bunch for both of these pots, and then I'm going to go ahead and stick the pots inside of our little toolbox. And that is it for this project. This was a kind of a favorite as well, but let me know what you think about this one.
If I'm out of line, some words that I just want to hear you say, to put it all straight before this night turns into day, and then I'm on my way. Yeah.
So for this project, we're going to be using this wooden box, and I've had this wooden box for a long time. It came from Hobby Lobby, and I wasn't really sure what to do with it. Then I thought that these IOD transfers would look really cute on it, so I decided to go ahead and use it for this video. If you've never used IOD transfers before, they are really vivid and beautiful pieces. This video is not sponsored in any way. I had seen these products on Our Green Acres, and if you've never checked out her channel, I will link it in my description box, but she does some beautiful projects with these IOD transfers, and so I picked some up for myself using the same shop that she does. She shops from Ruth and Ruby, so I will leave their shop down in my description box as well, but they're just absolutely beautiful and they are just really fun to work with. So after I get the transfers onto the box, I decide to go ahead and add some florals in here. I'm just using some leftover floral foam, and then I got my greenery from Walmart, the lamb's ear, and then the white flowers are from the Dollar Tree. So I just kind of arrange them how I like, and then here it is styled for you guys. Let me know what you think about this one.
A bit naive and so eager to please. You know I played for love, but it got me on my knees. Now's the time to reap what I've sown. Your words.
This project is super simple. I had a little sign that I covered with a white chalk paint, and all I did was cut out a square of the transfer. I'm just going to lay it inside the box, and then I'm going to take my scraper and scrape it down inside. So you just want to make sure you have it lined up wherever you want. It does take a little pressure for these to come off, but like I said, they're so vivid and they're so beautiful, and I just love how this one turned out.
In every single bone. So far out at sea, there's no cure for what you're telling me.
Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you want to keep on crafting with me, check out this video next. And as always, wherever you are in your journey is a perfect place to start. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, friends.